I want to set the stage for some of the meetings that I hope many of you are going to be having with our elected leaders, the members of Congress, your mayors and state officials back home in the days tomorrow and in the days and weeks to come. You've heard some interesting figures today, and I want to just tweak a couple of them. First, you heard from Senator Merkley that if every American car could go 40 miles on electricity, we would cut the amount of gasoline we use in this country by 70%. Second, you heard from AT&T that if we simply caught up with the rest of the world in broadband access, that one step alone would reduce our emissions of greenhouse gases in 2020 by 12 to 20%. Now, the importance of those numbers is that we're part of a political dialogue here, you heard about it this morning from Senator Kerry, about whether or not it is beyond the capacity of the United States of America to reduce its emissions of greenhouse gases in 2020 by 17%. That bar is being called out by a huge part of America's political class as too high to jump. I want to point out a second thing. This has been a bad 3 months. We've had a whole series of avoidable, preventable tragedies involving the production of coal and oil. We also had, in the auto industry, a very, very serious safety problem emerged for the Toyota Corporation. And I think it's worth considering the remarkable difference in the tone of the reaction from Toyota, from Massey, and from BP. Has anyone here heard a real apology from Massey?
Forgiven from jail.
Is BP saying, look, we screwed up big time? No. And I'm going to suggest it's not necessarily because they're different kinds of people, although in the case of Massey, I have my doubts. Those industries know they're on the wrong side of history. They know if they admit that they screw up, we know we don't need them. We don't need coal in the United States long term, and we don't need oil long term in the United States. Yes, we're going to be using it for a while. We've got to get through a transition. But that transition is the work of our generation. That is what we are here to do. That is how we're going to restore our economy. That is how we're going to protect our environment. And I want to suggest 3 basic rules, 3 basic things to think about when a public official or a corporate leader or a newspaper reporter or editor or your family tells you we can't get it done as fast as you want. 1, scale. One of the reasons the United States has a hard time moving forward on clean energy is because, unlike most of Europe, we have a big coal industry. We have a big oil industry, and they use every ounce of their power to slow us down. If we had an equally big wind energy, solar energy industry, efficiency industry, the political playing field would be tilted in a very different way. So as we move forward, the first step will be the hardest, and as we move forward, we should be able to accelerate our progress because the political barriers will go away as we shrink the disproportionate role of coal and oil in the American economy. Second, I want to talk about speed. If you want to change the world, you do it fast. If we want to create jobs, the single greatest job creation engine in American history was the mobilization around World War II. we created labor shortages. And those labor shortages took people from the cotton fields of Alabama and made them welders in my home city of San Francisco. If we really want a green job revolution, if we want to bring everybody in, we have to build the green economy fast. We have to build it almost recklessly. And the third point that you should remember when you get the pushback from congressmen about how it's not practical to do what you're talking about is that our markets are rigged. Energy markets are not free markets. They were created and rigged in the 1920s. The country was divided up among monopoly public utilities and monopoly fuel providers. Coal got its share, oil got its share, natural gas got its share, and in the 1960s and 70s, they carved out a little piece for nuclear. But the energy markets, which you're going to hear about, are rigged so that even when wind energy is actually cheaper, utilities don't want to use it because they have to buy it from somebody else, and they make money not by giving you cheap electricity. They make money by having expensive power plants. That's the model of energy markets. So those three things, I think, need to be part of our mantra. We need scale, we need speed, and we need to get rid of the monopolies that rig our energy markets. And they will fight back hard because they know they are on the wrong side of history. We are on the right side of history, and in the end, history always wins. Thank you.